Hiya! I know it's been centuries since my last video related to FusionFall, but things came up. This new series was put on the back burner, always on my mind, but not having time to sit down and talk about it. This new series is called What If, and it was thought about after the fall of Retro and Legacy. The gist of the series: what if these features were put into a FusionFall game? And no, none of these are suggestions for the currently in-progress projects such as Open Fusion, Rebirth, and Worlds Collide. I am not on the team and have no idea what any of them are planning outside of what we have seen on social media. This is all just a speculative what if, not to be taken as anything but that. So in FusionFall, you are given an option of 4 guides: Ben, Dexter, Double D, and MojoJojo. Each guide has a different storyline on how they can defeat or thwart Fuse. Ben wants to keep every alien weapon out of Fuse's hands, Dexter wants to find missing heroes, Double D is tracking some candy with hidden abilities, and Mojo is trying to build up his army, but everyone keeps stopping him. You're given an email at the start of your new level by your guide choice to let you know who to see next for a mission, because your guide doesn't always hand out their specific missions. They'll usually have some representative in the region handed out as their proxy. However, the guides are pretty busy. Dexter is running a company and fighting off Mandark invading said company. Ben is keeping his eyes on Vilgax and the spaceport. Double D is running the Urban Rangers in Rolf's place and protecting the fort from Canker and Fusion invasion. And Mojo is running the Monkey Skyway agents and making a super monkey army. Since the guides are so busy, what if they had someone else sending out the missions? These secondary guides would be the ones who send out the emails and send you the mission, and you would be able to accept the mission through the email instead of having to go search out the mission giver. They, along with your guide, would send you messages about the mission, more so the secondary guide than the primary, because remember, they're busy. But now you must be asking, okay, if you want to mess up the system so bad, who are the secondaries? I'm glad you asked. Dexter's all about finding missing heroes. So, to find where they went, he's enlisted the help of Mystery Incorporated member Velma Dinkley. I had to think long and hard about who to have. I was thinking another hero like Blossom, but decided against it. So I looked at it as a mystery on their disappearance. And boom, Mystery Incorporated. Originally, I was going to try Fred Jones, but since he's more of the trap guy on the team, I looked at the other members, and Velma was the best choice. Aside from the fact that they already have a working relationship in a CN promo, which shows him holding a one-sided crush on her, she'd be a match for him intellectually. With her detective skills, she'd be able to help him in searching for the missing heroes. Next up is Ben. I fell out of the show back in Season 1 of Alien Force for a number of factors, but mostly because I lost interest in the franchise. So I had to do some research from the wiki, and that's when I discovered Jimmy Jones. Jimmy Jones, the crossbreed between Marvel's Rick Jones and DC's Jimmy Olsen, would be Ben's secondary. He already runs a site about Ben, well, really the aliens Ben turns into, but semantics, and becomes semi-involved with the team, even giving them information when the plot demands it. So why not bring him here? Double D's is honestly the character I want the most in, mainly because I have a bias towards codename Kids Next Door. Double D's missions are related to candy, so who better to call in than the expert candy hunter, Henrietta? While known as Heinrich for most of her appearances due to a sacred golden caramel's curse, Henrietta has learned the error of her ways and has become a better person for it. She'd be a valuable addition to the team since, alongside Sticky Beard and Number 5, she's an expert when it comes to candy. Her skills as an archaeologist would also make it easier for her to find said candy, so it's, again, a win-win. The final guide is MojoJojo, and it was really hard picking out a character for him. I didn't want to pick a hero because it would actually be fun to play out his mission line as if you were sympathetic to his goals and wanted him to achieve it like the villain's route in DCUO. Maybe it couldn't fly with the old game since CN might have been sent angry parent letters, but since this video is looking at an idealized fantasy version of FusionFall, we're allowed to toy with the idea. So if it can't be a hero, what about a villain? Well, most of the good ones are already in the game, and some don't seem like the type to work under MojoJojo. Toylinator could work, but he's already working under Father, and I don't think he'd want to work under another one at the same time. So I had to look through a list of possible people, and I came up with Barry. Yes, Barry is out of left field. She was only shown twice in Foster's, and her whole storyline was an obsessive wannabe girlfriend. But her flair for the dramatics kind of makes this exciting. Barry would align herself, thinking it'd be a good way to get Mac out of the picture and get Blue to herself. MojoJojo just has someone to boss around, although it's not always a perfect union. MojoJojo and her would butt heads, but they'd mend their working relationship to reach their goals. Now, MojoJojo wouldn't be successful because, unlike in the original game where the heroes thwarted his plans, MojoJojo's own plans or the interference of another villain would thwart him from getting his desires. It's a little more fun than just a simple, hey, you did this for the villain, but really, the hero is going to stop it. Now, I'll be honest, I didn't put a whole lot of thought about how to iron out the guide missions. I mostly just wanted to focus on adding a secondary guide. It's kind of annoying, especially playing in the Academy build, to be elsewhere on the map and have to go to another part of the map and pick up the mission. Having it be accessible from the email would be way easier. I don't know how viable that would be, but again, Utopia FusionFall we're talking about here. Let me know what you think in the comments. Which characters would you choose to be the secondaries to the primaries? Or if you had the ability, who would you switch out of the main guides? And what would their missions look like? Take care, everyone, and we'll see each other again.